Hello. Audio, audio, audio. Hello. I guess it's working. Now I could put his video on my video and then talk about it. That'd be good. I wonder if you'd like that. How you could do that. Yeah, there's somebody on there. Is that me? I guess it's called embedding. Copy embedded code. Copy video URL. Copy embed code. I don't know. Customization, live chat, commentary, live reaction. Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be a way to do that. It'd be kind of cool just to have a video and talk about what he's doing and compare to what I do. Right now, Tony's working on I guess the input control board, this Pioneer receiver. I might be able to hear him. I don't know. I don't even know if you can hear my audio. So far, he pulled the balance and volume controls out of this receiver. He's going to clean those. He doesn't like just spraying cleaner in there. He likes to take them apart. And he sprayed them with something. CRC contact cleaner, just like I use. Way to go, Tony. Thumbs up, bud. Proud of him. He used this stuff to clean that control with. Proud of him. Right minds think alike. Looking at myself, look at myself right there. The camera's up here. He's over here. Kind of odd. Anyway, proud of him. He uses this stuff. This stuff is really good. And it's not that expensive. I think it's $3 or $4 a can. But boy, it does a wonderful job. In fact, there is the QR code. If I can get it to focus. But like I said in my videos, though, quick drying formula leaves no residue and is plastic safe. That's something very important in working on consumer grade or anything really. Most, unless you're working on something that's 100 years old and doesn't have plastic. Shoot, you can get that contact cleaner even at Harbor Freight of all places. But I just get it at Walmart has it, and I have seen it memory serves me correctly, I have seen the stuff at uh, Dollar General. Never know. Dollar General's got a lot of stuff. Walmart sells it. Hardware store sells it. Very popular. This is McDonald's coffee from this morning at about 8:30. Went to church. I only took a sip up before I went to church. Got out of church, went to eat at a Latin restaurant. Latin restaurant. Never ate at a Latin restaurant. For my birthday today. It's my 62nd birthday. So, not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying I went to a Latin restaurant, to eat a birthday meal with my family. That's pretty good. I got, what did I get? I got grilled yellowfin. Which for me, I'm a big grilled fish guy. I'm from the South, love fried catfish and all that stuff. I wanted some grilled. So I got that. I got what they call mashed beans, which is pretty good. I got fried plantain. Looked like a thing. It looked like a banana. Yeah, it tasted to me like tasted like fried squash in a way. I like squash, but it wasn't as good as fried squash. It was all right. Of course, they don't just come out with the bowls of chips and salsa at this restaurant. You can order the chips and salsa. Also, they actually come out in these little white things that has sauces in it, little sauce dispensers. Anyway, it came in that. To me, it tasted more like marinara than it did anything else. But then the chips, they were smaller than your Mexican restaurant chips, and they were thicker and tougher. So that was kind of a minus for me because I love my chips and salsa from Mexican restaurants. So yeah, he's working on the other control now. This is not a potentiometer, it's a step attenuator. It contains a ceramic PCB board with a series of resistive elements on it. Each detent moves the wiper to the next resistor in the series. I guess that was volume control, and the other one was the one he cleaned with the first was must have been the balance. Anyway, he's getting with it. There are some controls, in my experience, that don't want to be cleaned no matter what you do. I mean, Tony and I have in common at electronics is he shakes a lot. He explained why, but I do I do too. Don't know if it's just too much caffeine in my diet or what. Tony, I've learned a lot from Tony. I've been in it. Let me see. Let me find my calculator. Yeah, let me do this right. So 2 months. We'll just say 15. I've been in it for 47 years. So I've been doing this stuff for 47 years, believe it or not, when I was 15. Um, I've learned a lot in my years, forgot a lot in my years. He's measuring the resistance now of the volume control using a triplet voltmeter, volt on milliamp. Hats off to my Cheers to him again for using a meter. I love triplet meters. I actually like them more than simplet. Oh, simplet meters. I used to have a whole bunch of people in here that I watched. A lot of them is just I have to have a certain speed and I have to have something that keeps my interest because I got very short attention span. So do what I got. Let me see here. How many people do I let me see. I've got X-Ray Tony B, Mr. Carlson, Curious Mark, who's one of my favorites. Really knows his stuff. Let me see. Who else do I have? Signal Path. Let's see. Shango 066. We got old Adrian's Digital Basement. Machining and Microwaves. Oh, crud. I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that, Tony. Sorry. Oh, I messed up. Anyway, Machining and Microwaves. I was watching him here. Started watching him fairly recently, but he's changed his format up, so he ain't really doing a whole lot of hands-on. He's kind of doing like what I'm doing. He's got a little studio he sits in and talks about things and really over really higher brain stuff, and it's not a lot of hands-on. So I don't know if I keep him or not. He's interesting sometimes. Adrian's Digital Basement. Don't know if I said that or not. TRX Lab. He does some good stuff, but I just sometimes I want to just say, "Hey, speak. Say what you need to say." Hey, of course, I think it's Sweden or somewhere like that, and he's talking a language that's not native to him. So, got to cut him some slack. So then there's W2AEW. That's a Usagi Electric. That dude, I like watching him. He does a lot of old computers and stuff. I like mainframe and stuff. It's really cool watching him. However, he acts like he's had one too many energy drinks, and I'm just being funny, not degrading him in any way. He does know his stuff on there, and he has a really good ethic. Let's see, Jay's 2 cents. Yeah, get computer guy. There's a Will Everett. I don't remember what he does. There's the IMSA guy, Tech Tangents, B Switch Zero, Brytech '09. Somebody I don't know. Let's see. Ian Scott Johnson, Network Bird. Let's see. Arizona Machine and Microwaves. Poor Man's Electronics. Let's see. Level Up Lab. Oral Radio. I hadn't seen Don in a while. What's up with him? Hope he's okay. Classic arcade repairs. If you want some interesting videos, especially using the old TTL and CMOS chips, working on arcade, basically works on video, classic arcade video game, and it's very interesting to watch you work on this stuff. And you watch enough of his episodes, if you don't know a lot or forgot, it kind of teaches you again how all these logic chips work and some of the tools he uses, like that Fluke uh, tester that he has, and he just pulls the CPU out of the thing, plugs that in, and then he can address all the different chips on there, all the memory chips, the ROMs, things like that, the registers. You can address all that stuff, and it helps you troubleshoot. It's really cool. I've not I almost covet him and some of his stuff, and I would like to work on an old video game one day. But I know what that'll do is I won't have the tools to do it properly, other than a scope and some uh, logic probes, voltmeters. You can fix them, I'm sure, but it'd be easier to be able to address a PROM or a RAM chip and see if it's actually reporting back. But anyway, I digress. Let's see, exclusively HP is pretty good. Then there's Distance Signal. Oh, that's the railroad guy. There's Skip McCauley, V6 BGT. He does a lot of microwave EME and stuff like that for ham radio. He's pretty interesting to watch. He knows his stuff. Veraxis, I don't even remember who that is. Yes, a 8-bit guy. He's pretty good sometimes. Feedback loop. He gets up there every now and then. Back to the future radios. He goes on there every now and then. MD repairs. I don't remember what he does. DC to daylight. That's pretty much the ones I watch. There's some more in here, but it's like boating and machining and things like that. So he's done cleaning all the controls, switches on the front control panel. So now he's talking about transistors now. See, I don't work on consumer type stuff like that right there. Like he's got that Pioneer SX1250. A lot of people do. Everybody has their place, their thing. If I was to work on one of those, I'd be a total greenhorn on working on one of those because it's just not something I do. Even though I did work in a radio TV shop thousands of years ago, didn't work on this stuff. I mean, we lived down somewhere where it was all televisions and old. Uh, did a lot of American Pie radio. Didn't ever work on any high end stuff like this right here. And we just call back people mileage. So I'd be out of. I wouldn't. I could make it work. It'd take a while. I'd probably do more damage than good because I don't know all the ins and out of these things. He knows the difference. Each, like a 2SA820, he knows that would give like for something better. So I would have to research every little thing. And me, I worked on it. So, okay, it's a 2SA820. It's bad or it's stinky or noisy. I'm going to put another 2SA820 in there because I don't know anymore. I don't know enough about those things to be able to know, hey, that needs to be upgraded. So I like working on the older stuff. I keep I can do portable repairs all day long, stuff like that. That's no problem. I don't even know how loud this audio is. Probably can hear me for him. I remember that old TV shop I used to work at that we didn't. Back then I didn't know any difference. I just come fresh out of training going to work at a TV shop. We had we were with a dealership, so that was our thing. Um, all our replacement transistors, other than the factory ones that Zenith sold and very several other sets. As far as 2SA820s or whatever, those type of transistors, we had ECG. You may or may not have ECGs or a general purpose replacement. It's kind of like this transistor will cover this many parts. Not really, not really the specs that they need to be. Never got into that back in the days. Like I said, we were very limited on what we worked in. So I went from working on televisions to working from two-way radio Motorola two-way radio shop. Did that for a long time. So went from there to paging, and I just got out of consumer type electronics. So I just had nothing else to do really with anything like that. So I got way behind in this kind of electronics. Bigger stuff, two-way communications, fire departments, stuff like that, police departments, emergency, farmers, stuff like that that use two-way communication. When I worked for paging, it was all just transmitters and stuff like that, controls, telephone type switches. So again, I wasn't really into that type of electronics. So I got really behind on this kind of stuff right here. I actually got behind on a lot of electronics. So I wasn't in the hobby of doing this anymore. I got out of it for a while. So I got back into the hobby about 8 years ago, I guess maybe. Um, so I've gotten into it a little bit heavier here lately, but still, this is not the center of my life. Jesus Christ is the center of my life. So I have to be careful how much time I spend out doing this kind of stuff. So he's number one. That's what you have to do. You have to make him your number one. So I'm just out here now. It's in the afternoon, about 3:30 in the afternoon. So I'm not physically doing work. I'm just watching this. I started working on something, and I ain't gonna do that today. I'm gonna get into it anyway. Today is the Sabbath day, and you rest on the Sabbath day. So I'm gonna drink coffee, rest, and watch a video, producing this kind of video that really just so I can hear myself talk. But Tony here, he knows quite a bit about this stuff. He's an X-ray technician, if you didn't figure that out, and he's very smart. Like I said earlier, I've learned quite a bit watching him. I've learned stuff watching old Dave, Eve blog. Um, Bob's your uncle too. I didn't know that, but he is, according to Dave. But YouTube's a very good source of information. Uh, and I hope that maybe somewhere along the line my video helps somebody. The thing about my videos is I get, I guess you could say, lazy in my editing. Um, I go to make a video, I'm thinking, okay, this will only take an hour. And then I get into volume problems and all this. And the next thing you know is it doesn't go my way. I get involved in the repair, trying to figure out what it is, and I forget about what I'm doing with the videos. I lose, you know, one track mind, I guess. And I get to looking at the video, the raw video, and I'm like, oh my lord, I did this. I didn't put the camera in frame for what I'm working on or doing, and all this, and I just want to just delete the whole thing. So finally, I just say, heck with it. I'll put the whole thing in a video, put it in, put wrappers on it, throw it out there. If you want to watch it, that's great. If you don't, that's great. There are some out there like that go in there and make nice stream clean videos, and that's great. Wish I could do that. He's talking about capacitors now and their physical sizes compared from now what they were 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I kind of agree with what he's saying. A lot of people have trouble with that. They think they pull one out that's a half inch in diameter and they put one in 12 millimeters diameter. I was like, this gonna work? Yeah, it will. Get the thing all tore apart. This video, I probably can't watch it too much longer. Oh, I forget how long this thing was. It is 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 7 seconds long, and I'm into it about 45 minutes. Hello, whoever you are. Welcome. Chat session. And you're watching X-Ray Tony B work on something, just talking about this, that, and something else. Don't even know what my audio sound like. Probably hear him talking in the background. There's a thumbs up from somebody. Hello, thank you for that. I was going to work on something today. Decided better not. It's the Sabbath day, so I didn't feel like things I got to work on are going to take longer than a couple hours anyway. And I didn't really want to get involved in that, so I didn't. Decided to watch a video and finish this McDonald's coffee that I had since this morning. Oh, you're using deoxit now. That on some of these push button multi contact switches. He he does something I can't do with that deoxit. He just gives a little burst, and I can't make it work. Mine seems like it do like that right there. Then all of a sudden you spray half a gallon. But like I said, X-Ray Tony B is pretty smart. So you can look at my videos like, don't do them, do what he does. I'm just old school, man. I'm just old school redneck. Don't know everything about all the rules and regulations about electronics and all this stuff because I forgot more than I remember. But I can get it working. A feller I know, a good friend of mine knows, told me one time years ago, I worked for Motorola, and he was telling me about his methodology. And he says, I may not know how it works. All I really need to know is what is it supposed to do, and I can go from there. It stuck with me. I don't need to know how it works. I just need to know what is it supposed to, and I'm smart enough to figure out how it works and to make it do what it is supposed to do. That's that's how I go about it. That bit of knowledge is handed down to me from a good friend who just a little while ago wished me happy birthday a while ago. He's still with me. Uh, he's that's his favorite receiver Tony's working on. That's what he was saying at the beginning of his video. Was that's his favorite receiver. So well he's well versed in what's inside it, what makes it tick, knows what to look for and what to change. Watching him, my HP 606A signal generator that had the modulation issues. Uh, that's bugging me that I never did get the root cause of why. I could set it for, I could calibrate it at say like 30%. And if I move the the RF level up or down, the calibration would just go away. I never did get to the root cause of that because I just figured, you know what, all I'm using this for is a tune AM radios. Well, it bugs me that I didn't find what the problem was. It bugs me. Uh, I will say this that we're going to try. I ain't gonna say I will, but I'm going to revisit that if I can. It bugs me that I did not get down to it. And basically, it is this modulation system actually works as a cathode plate modulation. In other words, you got your output amplifiers. I think they're two 6 CB6s, I think. Got to look at the manual to remember, but they're actually cathode modulated by the device. So there's several there's several things in between there. So I think when I take this thing apart again, I'm suspecting I have a tube that ain't quite there. I suspect there's a tube or a bias issue. Tubes is about the only thing that wears out in these tanks. These little 606As are built like tanks. And I had one of these tubes. Remember, we had this one was the problem child 6AW8. I've replaced that in there before. That was a problem. I forgot what the problem was, but I expect I got some more tubes that's failing. So I'm going to get in there and I'm going to look and find out where the mod is not tracking yet. In other words, and I think just take a scope and go to the input of the amplifier that drives the mod to the plate modulation. In other words, the output tubes get their power through another tube, which is the plate modulator. So it could be that modulator tube is not right. In other words, it's getting nonlinear over its conduction. In other words, you turn the power up, turn the power down, output voltage up or down, it's not tracking properly. It could be there. So I'm going to look at it with a scope, the input to it. At least that's what I think I'm going to do, and see how that tracks and then compare it to the output. At least I think I am. Got to be something wrong with it. Get in there with voltmeter, check volt level, voltages and stuff like that. I don't think that's a big deal. It's just heavy. The thing is heavy. It weighs about as much as a Volkswagen engine. And to get to some of those circuits, I've got to pull about 100 screws out of it, and I don't look forward to that. But that thing should track within 1 or 2% if I remember the specifications right. So that'd be my next thing to do, is work on that one day soon, hopefully. It's getting too close to summer now, and I'm going to be active doing other things for other people and going on vacations and stuff like this. So I don't know. I get to it. It's just let you know that bugs me. The other thing that bugs me is that the AM alignment, the AM the AM circuitry of that R2200 that I have is not right. Something's wrong there. So I want to revisit that. Otherwise, that 2200 worked great. It's that something's wrong with that output section of that service monitor. So we'll look at that again, hopefully. I've actually got two of them that I'm going to have to look at. But to work on that 2200 properly, I need a no RF amplifier that brings that um, low level signal from the synthesizer. I got to have an amplifier to bring that up to a level high enough that my frequency counter can read it. I'm sorry, not my frequency counter, my modulation tester can read it. That way I can see. There's a, I think I have something that'll do that, and that would have been a great video, I guess, but I got to dig it out of my junk box and see if I can make it do what I think it's supposed to do. Basically, it's like a 46 dB amplifier. So I think that'll do it. I just got to find it and see if it'll work. But if I can make it work, then we'll do that, and then we'll go back through the alignment and see. If we have that, we'll have the right stuff to do the alignment on that 2200 properly, because it's either an alignment issue or there's something wrong. You know, FM, when it's generating FM, you know, FM mod back and forth, that's not a problem. Linearity is not important there as far as the AM functions. But AM, you're varying the carrier up and down. FM is back and forth, two different animals. So that's why, you know, FM part of that thing worked fabulous, no problem. But it's actually output is actually accurate as far as level. It's AM mod, you put it in AM generate, sucks. So I gotta go back and look at that, see what's up with that. But I gotta have the tools to do it with. That night, still got that night amplifier that had the bad output transformer. I've been trying to decide if I want to even fool with that. Like I've talked about before, one thing to spend a lot of time and money on something, you know, and use it and have some use for it, or say, okay, it's going to cost this much money to fix this thing. We're going to get it fixed and make a great video, but it's going to sit in the box forever and ever and ever. Until this channel gets monetized and I get some money for doing this stuff, I don't think I can spend money to fix something that's going to be a shelf queen or buried in a box in a storeroom somewhere. I might just scrap that cotton picking thing for the parts that I can get out of it and just don't worry about it. I'll tell you another project that it's been on my mind. I've got a couple of these low quality, very amateur amplifiers that you can buy like at guitar amplifiers that you can buy like at Sam's or something like that, somebody wants to learn to play guitar. That's what they'll start out with instead of a full-fledged Fender amp or whatever. But I got a couple of those, and I got one that's a big one about this big, and I got another smaller one about this big. I'm thinking about in this solid state, all little ICs and chips like that. Thinking about taking that old tape deck that old tape player that I got. We opened it up, found out this thing ain't worth fixing. Taking all the amplifier guts and all that stuff out of it, gutting all the solid state guts out of that little that guitar amplifier, putting this amplifier guts in it, and making an old guitar amp, and placing it inside in other words, converting a tape player audio amp system into a guitar amp by replacing the solid state guts of that guitar amp with something that's 50 years old. I'm thinking that would be a cool video. What do y'all think? I've been thinking about here on my spare time, opening this thing up, gutting it, taking all the hardware out, all and anything useful, out of this thing, gutting it, because it's taking up room for my bench. Thinking about doing that. I think that'd make a great video. So let me know what y'all think if whoever wants to watch this. I see 2 people on here now. Woo-hoo! Hello, number 2. I don't know who you are, but hello. So anyway, that's what's going on in my head. What else have I got? I still got that old Hewlett Packard Nixie tube voltmeter for a friend that lets me, hey, here, fix this. But I told him what I needed for it. He won't buy me the part. I really want to fix it. I really like to fix it and keep it. He ain't gonna do nothing with it. I think I will. I think I'll fix it and keep it and just hang on to it till he asks for it back. What do you think? It's really cool how it works. What else have I got to work on? I still got Atwater Kent. I actually got 2 Atwater Kents. One of them I completely electronically restored. I just ain't never fixed the cabinet yet. And the second one is another Atwater Kent that needs completely 100% restoration on the electronics, but the cabinet's pretty good shape. Got that to deal with. So I got a lot going on. But, you know, here it comes in. We're closing in on the end of May, getting close to June. Start vacations in June, July, and August. I have to get ready for football season at the radio station I work at. Deal with that kind of stuff, and before, right after August gets into September, I'll be doing stuff for the. I'll be getting ready to go get my deer camp ready, get my deer lease ready. You know, get all my stands and everything fixed up, get all that deer hunting stuff going and all this stuff, and I'll be spending a lot more time down there. Yep. So time's getting short. I got the stuff I got to do outside. I don't know. It's gonna be hard making videos, and if I make them, it's going to be some more of these barely edited videos. Unfortunately, they are kind of long sometimes, but it is what it is. Uh, Decided I'm not going to work on any more radios, any more transistor radios or AM FMs or anything like that. The only one that I might work on is that Atwater Kent, that second one that I got. I might work on that, but it's got to be completely rewired. All the rubber wiring in it's gone. Uh, so that's going to be a good one. Let's see. That's all I got now. I'm fixing to get out of here and go back in the house. I think we got to go to town and do some stuff. Wife wants to get me a new griddle that I can put outside, that I can start cooking stuff outside with. I have a gas grill, a charcoal grill, and a smoker, and but a couple of people I know has got these flat griddles that you can cook things on. So we want to learn to make our own fried, egg fried rice, which I like. Fried rice, I do. But you can learn to do that, do other things. And anyhow, that's all I got, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. It's been 55 minutes and 15 seconds so far. We're about halfway through Tony B over here. But I'm going to get out of here, I guess. I appreciate you 2 guys jumping in there. Just going to get up and go check on them and go to town, I guess. I just didn't feel like, I just felt like at least doing some kind of video, just keep, so I can run off a lot of people. That's what I always like doing. Anyway, appreciate you guys checking in, and hopefully I can come up with something I can make a good video on here in the next short amount of time. So you guys stay safe, be good, uh, thank God daily, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.